Hello everyone. My name is P. Hadita. Subject engineering mechanics, and my topic is about types of friction. Friction: when two bodies are in contact and an effort to move one body over the other is resisted. The resistance is called the friction or frictional force. Friction develops mainly due to the roughness of contacting surfaces. The friction force always acts parallel to two contact surfaces and resists motion. There are different types of frictions. Then we can include the types of frictions as we can classify them as friction may be broadly classified as solid or dry friction, sliding friction, rolling friction, viscous or fluid friction, non-viscous or greasy friction. Let us know about the solid or dry friction. The friction that exists between perfectly clean and dry and lubricated solid surface is called solid or dry friction. That should be perfectly clean and dry. Means that in the solid surface that included the solid or dry friction. Then the friction that exists one surface slides over the other surface is called the sliding friction. It means the one surface slides on the other surface is nothing but the sliding friction. The friction between the two surfaces separated by balls or rollers are called roller friction. If it is separated by the rollers, it is called the roller friction. Then next, coming to the next friction, viscous or fluid friction. If a thick layer of oil lubricant is introduced between two surfaces, we are taking the two surfaces, upside and downside, and there is no direct contact between them. The surfaces, if there are no direct contact between the two surfaces, the friction between the two surfaces separated completely by a film of lubricant. By applying the lubricant like this thick film of the lubricant is called as viscous or fluid system. There should be no contact between the two surfaces, and in order to that, we are adding the the lubricant in between the two contact surfaces. Coming to the next slide, viscous friction will occur due to the resistance of motion between the lubricant and the surface in contact with it. Non-viscous or greasy friction. Next friction, the thin layer of an oil or lubricant introduced between the two surfaces prevents metal contact and reduces the friction. By using the thicker lubricant in between the two contact surfaces, we can avoid the friction that exists between two surfaces separated by an extremely thin layer of lubricant. If you place the thin layer of lubricant between the two contact surfaces, it reduces the friction between the two surfaces. So it goes smoothly without any roughness and toughness. Higher spots on the surface break through lubricant and come in contact with other surfaces. Next, static friction. Friction experienced by a body when it is at the rest is called static friction. When it is in the rest, it is called the static friction. Dynamic friction. Friction experienced by a body when it is in motion is called dynamic friction. If the friction is in motion, then it is called the dynamic friction. If the friction is at rest, then it's called the static friction. Sliding friction. Friction experienced by a body when it slides one over another is nothing but the sliding friction. And rolling friction. Rolling friction experienced by a body when it rolls over another body. If the one friction loads on the another friction, means one body loads on the another body, then it is called the rolling friction. Here we can see the in the diagram you can see the static friction, sliding friction, and rolling friction. The diagrams here in the right direction we can see the force, and opposite to that the friction is acting, which is no motion here, and we are applying the motion. It is sliding and it is rolling friction. Coming to the next slide, static friction. Static friction consider a solid body placed on a rough horizontal surface as shown in figure. A horizontal force P is applied to the block is insufficient to cause the motion, that insufficient to overcome the friction. The friction acting on a body which is at rest is called the static friction. You can clearly observe in the diagram as to see that the body is placed in the horizontal table, and the normal force is acting upward direction, and the weight is acting downward towards the gravitational force, which is block is considered as mass m, and the applied force is considered as f of p, and the static friction is nothing but when it is at the rest, we consider it as a static friction, and the acceleration due to gravity in downwards, weight is considered as w equals to mg. The static friction force always occurs at the contact region between the object and the surface. Essentially, it takes place between two surfaces in contact. When the applied force is large enough to move the object, the static friction disappears. If it is large, then the static friction disappears. Means when the body is at the rest position is disappeared, and kinetic friction comes into action. Then next, another type of friction is nothing but limiting friction. If the applied force is increased to a certain value, the body is on the point of sliding. This shows that the friction has a property of adjusting its magnitude to balance the external force. However, there is a limit beyond which the force of friction cannot increase. Limiting friction has the magnitude and can balance the external force applied by the person. Next, at the point of sliding, the friction existing is called the limiting friction, and its value is maximum F of max. In the diagram, you can observe the limiting friction is in the same direction, and also the crash. Normal reaction is in the upward direction, and the weight is considered towards the gravitational force, and M is considered as the moment of the limiting movement of the body. Then dynamic friction. The friction acting on a body which is actually in motion is called dynamic friction. As we see in the basic definition first, here you can observe in the diagram or kinetic friction. Its value is always less than the limiting friction value. The dynamic friction value must be less than the limiting friction value. F of s is less than f of max. We can consider the diagram here. If this is the block, we consider as mass, and the normal direction n equals to mg cos theta, and f equals to mg tan sine theta, and frictional force fr equals to mu k mg cos theta, and the weight acting towards the gravitational force w equals to mg. Object traveling down the slope. It is traveling like this down. It is traveling the downwards to the slope. Angle of friction increases the angle of inclination gradually. Angle of friction increases angle of inclination gradually till the body just starts sliding down the plane. This angle of inclination plane at which a body starts sliding down the plane is called the angle of friction. This is also equals to the angle which the normal reaction R makes with the vertical. You can observe clearly in the figure as it is shown that you can observe the figure. By using the terms we can understand easily. This is the block which is considered as mass, and we considered that the normal force acting upward direction and the weight is acting towards the downward direction, and the limiting friction is acting on the right left side, and the applied force is acting opposite to limiting friction, and the applied forces opposite to each other. Then we can obtain an angle in the middle of the block as L. We consider that L, and where it is forming the angle as theta. We consider it as R, where F bar is known as the limiting. The angle which is formed at the block is known as angle of friction. Next, coefficient of friction is nothing but mu. The ratio of limiting friction F and normal friction N is called coefficient of friction, where mu equals to F by N. It is mainly the ratio of the limiting friction and normal friction, where F is the limiting friction and N is the normal friction. This is the formula used for the coefficient of friction. This is mainly used in many formulas, many problems, where mu equals to F by N is nothing but coefficient of friction. We can also consider that the force F equals to mu into N. N is nothing but normal force. Mu is nothing but coefficient of friction, where F equals to frictional force and N equals to normal force. You can observe in the figure, the block is taken and normal force is acting upward direction, and mass is acting towards downward direction, and mg sin theta is taken negative because the frictional force is opposite to the um, in mass from actual force. So we taken it as negative. The two directions are different as we see in the figure. And coming to the next, the maximum inclination of the plane on which the body free from external forces can respond is called angle of repose, which is free from the external forces means applied forces, then it calls angle of repose. Sigma force is normal to plane equals to 0 gives n equals to w cos theta, which we can consider as equation 1, and sigma force is parallel to the plane equals to 0 gives f equals to w sin theta as equation 2. Dividing equation 2 by equation 1, we get f by n equals to tan theta equals to tan phi. If phi is the value of theta, when motion is impending, the motion is impending frictional force will be limiting friction, and hence tan phi equals to f by n. Tan phi equals to mu, nothing but coefficient of friction equals to tan alpha or tan phi equals to alpha. Thus, the value of angle of repose is the same as the value of limiting angle of friction. Next, laws of friction. We have two laws of friction. Probably after extensive experiments gave some laws of friction, which may be grouped as follows. Law of static friction and law of kinetic friction. First, law of static friction. The direction of the friction force is always opposite to the direction in which the body tends to move. The friction and the body tends to move are in opposite directions. In law of static friction, state friction, the magnitude of the friction force at any instant is exactly equals to the force causing the motion. The magnitude of the friction force at any instant may be equals to the force causing the motion. Next, the friction force is independent of the area of contact between the surface's roughness or the magnitude of the limiting friction means it depends upon the forces acting both sides or on the body. Coming to the last slide, the magnitude of the limiting friction bears a constant ratio to the normal reaction between the surface mathematical. Mathematically, limiting coefficient of friction is given as mu equals to f by n, where we consider r as limiting friction, where is we consider r as limiting magnitude of the limiting friction, where constant mu is not equals to constant value. We take as 1. Law of kinetic friction. In case of kinetic friction, the force of friction always acts in a direction opposite to that in which the body is moving. It is opposite to the direction. When the motion takes place, the friction still opposes the motion. If the friction is take place, then it still opposes the motion, but it is slightly less than the limiting force. It is somewhat less than the limiting force. Friction. The magnitude of kinetic friction bears a constant ratio to the normal reaction between the two surfaces, but the ratio is slightly less than that in case of limiting friction, where mu is less than 1. For moderate speed, the friction force is independent of the speed but decreases slightly with increase of speed. This is about the law of kinetic friction. In this, in this we covered all about the types of forces and which include the angles formed by the forces like dynamic friction, angle of friction, coefficient of friction, and how it forms and the laws of friction. And this is all about the types of friction and which include the angles in the types of friction. So thank you.